Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Follow that IG page, man. Let's get straight into it.
All of our names was nigga or nigger. Like, I'm not even making that up. And I'm not even going to sit here and cry about it, but that's how I was raised. All right. So my great grandmother was probably an inch away from being in slavery when she was born, which means that her parents were enslaved.
Bro. Nah, bro, wow though, man. But that's cold, you know what I'm saying? To be adopted and have the motherfuckers throw it in your face every day, man. Damn. It's weird, like hearing old people say nigga too, especially when you know the motherfuckers from old. Like, I don't think, like, only time I ever heard my grandma say like nigga or something, or even my parents, that shit rare as fuck, bro. Like, if your daddy call you a nigga, like my daddy didn't call me a nigga before, but that nigga was mad than a bitch. Like, it's like I feel like he ain't even know me, like he was talking to a nigga off the street or some shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Coming from whenever your grandma and shit talk to you like that, man, I see what the thing is, man. CJ harbors a lot of resentment from his childhood, guys, and he never got over it. The only thing that happened was he got rich and successful, and then, you know, I ain't gonna sit up here and say his story false, and I ain't gonna, say, but you know, people have different stories, and the way you look through it through your lens may not be the way his mama or his grandma see it. So he basically just literally giving his testimony and how he actually really felt at the time all this shit was happening. We can't be mad at that.
Enslaved, and their parents were enslaved. So I came from a generation where I wasn't even supposed to have any type of ties with slavery because my mom was only 20 years older than me. And if I'm 35 and she's 55, slavery wasn't 55 years ago. You get what I'm saying? So I wasn't supposed to be raised under those like guidelines. But because my mom abandoned me to the system.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, your grandma and your great grandma, I don't know if they was like about slavery, but they definitely was probably raised in some racist ass motherfucking America. Let's not get it twisted, you feel me? The slavery shit was wild, but if they was living in the goddamn 1920s and 10s and shit, yeah, man, it was brutal for black people.
And the system gave me to my grandma, and my grandma gave me to my great grandma. I was raised under the most weirdest circumstances ever. And some of you might not agree with me. Some of you might not even want this information and feel like it's too much for you. Some of you might feel like I'm complaining about a situation that I should be grateful for. It's a lot of you that's probably not agreeing with me right now, but you can ask people that you know I'm connected to. Why don't you ask my mom if I'm lying? Ask my little brother Jinx or Kenneth. Ask them. Ask Nike, she'll tell you. So I'm raised by this woman who's, like I said, an inch away from slavery herself, so that the things that she's doing to us, they aren't normal. Her tactics, the way she talked, the way that she enforced herself on us, it was very, very uncomfortable. I believe so, that if it wasn't for her, I probably would have been worse off because she put me in a path of, well, I'm afraid of everything because I don't want this to happen. Mind you, I grew up in a time where we didn't have cell phones and internet, so the real trouble was we were too loud in the room at times. Mind you, this is a 700 square foot house. 5 people are sharing a bedroom together. So yeah, sometimes we got loud. Sometimes we had fun and forgot that we were in a situation that we had.
I mean, but what did she do? Like verbally abuse you, or did she like literally beat the fuck out you? Like, was you getting abused, getting your ass beat? I ain't gonna lie, guys. If CJ was like a street nigga, this gonna sound crazy, but if CJ was a street nigga or like a trench baby ass type of nigga, even though he like poor, he's from a poorer ass, you know, background. Let's not get it fucked up. You know, bro was dirt poor. That's out of his own mouth. You know what I'm saying? And you can't control that. But let's say he was like a rapper or some shit. You know what I'm saying? His story would be. He would be portraying this shit as triumphant. Instead, he a YouTuber, you know, that got rich, you know, and got opportunities to change shit. But it's like it comes off as kind of on some crybaby shit. I ain't gonna lie, it come off on crybaby shit, but it's like, was you getting physically abused and your ass beat like for being too loud in the small ass apartment? Like, cause that's fucked up. But if you was just getting told to shut the fuck up, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's everybody, grandma. I don't know, man. I'm not talking about his motherfucking life because his shit was way more fucked up than my life ever was.
We had no business laughing at. My mom is the reason I'm making this video. If these things are going to be said about me, then maybe the truth needs to be out so it makes more sense, because if you're just watching one side of the story.
Well, why you dedicate a whole video to your mama though, bro?
It's never going to make sense. You're going to assume they understand, but it's not going to be as it would as if you had two sides. I don't want to move too far ahead before getting out what I need to say. My mother, the person that gave—
I'm not gonna lie, guys. This the most risky fucking video he ever did, especially at the point in his life right now. This is, you know, CJ, you literally could lose your whole fucking YouTube fan base over this, you know. I'm just putting that out there. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen. I'm just saying this is a very, very highly critical and risky video, bro.
Gave birth to me and my brothers and sisters actually didn't even survive her childhood with the person that she allowed to raise us, her mother, her grandmother, which is my great-grandmother, my great-grandmother, and my grandmother. My mom couldn't even survive her own childhood with her mom. She ran away. Age of 16, snuck out the bedroom window, the same bedroom window that me and my 4 other brothers and sisters had to live in. There was no encouragement in my family. There was no positivity in my family. There was nothing but negativity every single day, every day. The only thing I heard was you cotton picking niggas every freaking day. I'm going to school and no one else is talking like
that. Some cotton picking niggas. Nah, bro. I would have been like, Grandma, you don't get your old lad back, bro. Nah, bro. Cotton picking niggas is wild. Man,
he cotton picking niggas every freaking day, and I'm just like, what the freak? I'm going to school and no one else is talking like this, so now I can't even open up to nobody because no one agrees with me. No one goes through what I'm going through. Everybody's raised by their mama and they daddy. Everybody listening to Tupac and Biggie. I'm listening to the Temptations and the Canton Spirituals. Not saying that I'm grateful for that, because honestly, out of all the things,
all right, so I know he laughing right now, bro. Bro, you laughing? You know you wildin'. This shit right here, though, I ain't gonna lie. I used to hate the Temptations and shit when I was little too, but as I got older, I learned to appreciate music that came way before my time. But that whole sequence right there is, nigga, that ain't no shit to be complaining about, bro. Come on, that was funny. That's funny, bro. But I understand you going to school with the motherfucking Payless shoes on and shit, bro. You know, that'll hurt any kid, you feel me? But I knew hella kids that came to school with the Shaqs on and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't by yourself, gangy. Hey, it's real. It's kids out here that motherfucking grew up in motherfucking juvenile hall.
That I've been through living with older people. That's probably one of the things that I appreciate the most. The opportunity to dive into a different type of like entertainment. I say that I was blessed to be a part of the past and the future. That's what I feel like. But it doesn't take any of the negatives away. It doesn't take away the fact that I wish that I had a better upcoming. My dad's side of the family, they way better. I'm kind of upset that my dad chose the path he chose and ended up in prison and ended up dying, because forget my mama. I believe me and my dad would have been able to have some type of bond that could have helped me even become a better person than I am today. Because my brother and I once worked for my dad's brother. So our uncle, of course, he had a construction business. Now, this is after my dad already was passed away, rest his soul. My uncle came to us and my grandmother. So my dad's mom, she came to us and she—
Boy, because he said he think he would have had a better relationship with his dad, even though he didn't know his dad either. And his dad actually fucking died in prison. So I gotta hear how, because I was just thinking, wait, died in prison? How the fuck you would have had what?
So she started taking us to church after my dad died. I guess it was her way of saying, I got to do something. I wasn't there for them. She knew our situation too, because my dad knew his baby mama's situation. So by my dad knowing what my mom went through, he knew exactly what we were going to go through once we ended up with them. And so that meant that his mom knew exactly what.
But he was in prison, though. He was in prison. What you mean? He the same type of nigga.
We were going through living with them. She would come every Sunday and take us to church and McDonald's, take us shopping for school clothes and supplies whenever she could, right? And we all appreciated that because it was something that we weren't used to. And we thought for the most part that our grandmother was so freaking broke that we couldn't even afford to ask her to do anything for us. And I'm gonna get to this part, but eventually I found out that was a lie. I found out that all 5 of us we're receiving a check from the government every month. Now, of course, it's not for us to take and waste, but we were worth something. We were adding to the table. You know, I have kids. I have 3 kids, and the government don't give me nothing on them. So they ain't bringing nothing to the table. It's all on dad, right? And I'm cool with that. I brought them into this world, but imagine having 5 kids and you getting 5 checks. It should be all love. You know, it should be, I love you guys. Where y'all want to go today? What y'all want to do today? You know, it should be all kind of.
I ain't gonna lie. Even though I get what he's saying, like, cause I guess he's setting it up for like motherfuckers wasn't spending their check money on them. But I ain't gonna lie, nigga, y'all still was gonna be motherfucking poor. You feel me? No matter how you cut it, when you fucking living off the government, you're gonna be living in poverty. You know, you might have had like you might would have had a couple polo shirts, goddamn. But shit, man, it would have still been treacherous. I'm gonna just keep it real. You feel me? Unless motherfuckers, you know, changing the cycle. You ain't changing the cycle with government assistance. Where you gotta go, where you can't go. Nigga jump down, put a hole in this can't go. Walking out the bank with a bankroll. Walking out the safe with some blanks, I'ma take those. This shit bang from the Ace to Laredo. Everybody know Ted